All right, welcome back to another day. And today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to edit the word out of my speaking. It will not appear at all. But that's not the only thing that's going to be different. We are going to change our key signature. So just a little word on how to transpose things. And we're going to roll this up within the practice lessons. But before, obviously, we were playing C, G, A minor, and then F. So also remember that we're kind of calling these Do, Sol, La, Ti. And all these together come up with 1, 5, 6, 4. So these are the chords 1, 5, 6, 4 of the C major scale. And we know that because when we play the C major scale, it's C, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, 4, F, Sol, 5, G, La, A. Okay, so that's why it's very important to kind of think about these things. It helps you transpose. So now if we want to transpose to the B major scale, which is what we're going to do, we have to just figure out a couple things. One, now we know the chord progression. It's 1, 5, 6, 4. So now we just need to know what the 1, 5, 6, and 4 of the B major scale is. Obviously, and the idea here is we want to be able to do it correctly without making mistakes, right? So obviously the 1 is the B. That's a C. And now, of course, the B major chord is, this actually tells us the 5. It also tells us if we go a whole step down from the 5, what the 4 is, and then a whole step up from the 5 is the 6. So that's like a super easy way to think about it. If you just make your B major chord, you already have your 1 and your 5. You go a whole step down would be your 4. A whole step up would be your 6. Now, of course, if you just know your scale, you can play through. But apparently I don't know the scale. There we go. Whew! That was close. Fingerings are all messed up there. And you could just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is an E, 5, F sharp, 6, H, G sharp. So we have B. Then our 4 is E major. Because remember, the 4 is major. I say remember. We haven't really talked about this yet. The 4 is major. Then we have also a major 5th. You could also call it a dominant 5th. Don't really know why, but you could. Something to do with the 5th interval being perfect, maybe adding the dominant 7th in there. Don't really know, doesn't really matter. And then that last one would be a minor 6th. So here we have this A G sharp chord. And so the question is exactly where we need a major 3rd interval to make a G sharp major. So major interval would be a whole step and a whole step, and we need to flat that to make it minor, which is one way to think about how you make a chord, is everything in relation to the major chord. So 1 flat 3 5 is a minor chord. You could also think of it as you need a minor interval, which is a whole step and a half interval. So from this G sharp, you'd go whole step, half interval, and there's your minor 3rd. Okay, cool. So now that we know these things, we should be able to then say our 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression, which we're using for the waltz, we should be able to then add into our practice routine, and we'll get to know those as well. Now again, we're going to make lots of mistakes as we try to find these chords, because we're not used to finding these chords yet. But just like before, we will when we make mistakes, we're going to not look and try to like figure out where we're wrong, but we're going to try to hear where we might be wrong and feel where we might be wrong. And we know now that the 1 is a B, so let's find that. We're wrong. There we go. It's good, I think. I'm going to try to get to where I was wrong before. I think I was wrong here. So I was playing the B, but I was also playing a sharp, which is the leading note, and I was playing the major third, which would be a D sharp. Let's check and see if we're right. Yeah, that's what it was. So basically, we should have been much more like that instead of like that. And I'm just feeling how it feels different, how much more cramped my hand feels with this position than the major. So 1, B, 5, we know that's going to be an F sharp. And now here, it's pretty easy if we figure out how to go from it, because it is just the last black key to the left in the group of 3. And now we know we're just going up a whole step to get to the G sharp, which is a minor, G sharp minor, right? And now we need to jump down to the 4th, which would be 2 whole steps, is a good way to think about that, perhaps. But remember, because we are on a G sharp minor, 2 whole steps down is going to be E. So it won't be on a black key anymore. And then we find that pretty easily. Okay, so without ever actually looking at our hands, we were able to intuit exactly where we need to be. Now we need to jump all the way back up from the 4th to the 1st, which when we're going up to the 4th to the 1st, that's going to be an interval of a 5th. Let me know if you didn't follow that. Again, we played, this is maybe a D we're playing, I want to say. A D sounds, no, this is an A. We didn't go quite up enough. Instead of going to a 5th, we went up a 4th, and then, yeah, we are playing just like a C sharp and a D sharp. So we kind of just didn't, we went up from where we were supposed to go on this E. Yeah, there's an E. From this E, we went up a 4th. Yeah, we did it again. Perfect, perfect. So E, we don't want to go up a 4th, we want to go up a 5th. There we go, that sounds much better. So it's just a little bit further. Okay. Now, let's try to actually get into our lesson. Clicks and beats, clicks and beats. Let's try to actually get into our practice. We're not going to get as much practice in this time in the this part, since we spent so much time trying to just even get familiar with our scale. But we're going to stick with this scale for at least a week or so until we feel comfortable with it. And then we'll move on to just, you know what, we're just going to, I'll take any comments or suggestions from you guys, or I'll just keep on moving down 1/2 step at a time. So B flat will be our next scale. Although I'm not sure if it would be more commonly referred to as B flat or A sharp. I think B flat because of B flat instruments, but if someone knows the answer, they can please tell me. Hoo-hoo. We're not even doing the right pattern. Let's try to do the right pattern. instead of just going up a whole step, we went up 2 whole steps. So let's try that again. From the 4, or from the 5 to this minor 6th. Up a 5th. Okay. I think I went way up too high on my left hand. I think we're at a D. There we go. So the D would have been a 6th. No, a 7th. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, 7th, right? So I went up a 7th, and then on my right hand, this has got to be an G? Or, yeah, I think it's a G. No, it's a C. Okay. Sometimes you can look down once you've tried to figure it out and you just can't figure it out. I don't know. I think you can look at it a little bit. So that we went up too far on both hands. We went up a 7th from our left hand. We went up a 6th on our right hand. So let's try that again. Only want to go up a 5th. Okay, our left hand is correct. Our right hand is playing a D. So we went down, we wanted to go down 2 whole steps, which is, I suppose that would be a 3rd, but we actually went down a 4th. Yeah. We did it again. Oh no, find the E, find the E, find the E. We're off again massively. Okay, this is on the C again, so the right hand went up a 6th again. And then this is a D. So the left hand went up a 7th again. So consistent mistake. Now we know we really need to hyper-focus on this jump from the, going up the 5th here, from the 4 chord to the 1 chord, because we've messed it up twice in a row the exact same way. So let's do the right hand first. Up a 5th. Nope, that was up a 6th. There we go, that was correct. And as I consistently go up too high, then the way I want to make progress is I specifically will go too low, or what I think might be too low, because clearly I keep thinking it's too high. And so I'd rather miss in a different way than before, and so this time I missed. This time I'm missing I'm still at a C. So I still missed too high. It's still the 6th. So even there, when I was trying to miss low, I still missed high. Okay, this is definitely an A I'm on. So now I missed low this time. That's good. We missed high. This is the 6th. This is the C for sure. That was right on. We went too far down, by the way. We still missed even. Yeah, this is the C. So missed too high again. And by the way, when we went back down to the E, we would actually hit a D. Which means we're missing big on this 5th jump, this 5th interval. We're missing big both ways. So this is a consistently bad problem. And in fact, I bet you if I go to back to my F and do my 5th jump up to the C, if you notice, I get it. Oh, but there I didn't get it. I missed, what did I miss? Big. Big by, well, I guess this would be to this E. It might not be a 5th, it's a 6th interval. It might be like a, I wonder if you could call that an augmented 5th. Can you do that? Is the augmented 5th the same thing as the major 6th? Or is that a minor 6th? I don't know. I have to do more theory study. All I know is that I missed too big when I went back down. And now here, ooh, what is this? Yeah, this is a D, so I missed big again by a 6th interval. So we see a very consistent problem here, which is going from our 4th chord to our 1 chord. The only reason I get it right every time, or a lot of times here in the C, is because I'm anchoring on the 3 black keys. I guess it'd be really good if like you could actually see. I'm anchoring on the 3 black keys here. This is an F on the far left. And then when I come here, I anchor on the 2 black keys on the C. And so I've been like leaning on this crutch to find in this key signature. But the truth of the matter is, I am very often missing this 5th interval. Missed it again there, missed it there. That time I was actually on, but I was at the D, and then I went down a 5th. And now that I'm back at I tried to hit that. Okay, yeah. Huh, very interesting. So now we found a consistent problem I have just by switching keys and trying to figure this out, even though we thought we were pretty good at going from the 1, 4, 5, 6 chord, 1, 5, 6, 4 chords. We found out that actually going from the 4 chord to the 1 chord is something that we really are bad at. Like the other chords we did really well. I'm gonna even turn this off. We did. All beautiful transitions with very little effort. I've obviously done some work in this key signature before, such as the song I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. But like if you notice here, well you can't really see, but I'm just going thumb, and I'm using my left hand doesn't have to make any jumps at all. And then the right hand is sort of like, because I'm going up to here and I'm using my middle finger because I'm I'm doing a second inversion of this B chord here, meaning the bottom note is actually the F sharp. Is it an F sharp or is it a... No, it's definitely an F sharp because... Yeah, it's definitely an F sharp. So I don't actually have to do any jumps, really big jumps, because my pinky's here and just switches with my middle finger. And so what this has done is... Whoops. What this has done is I can go from here to here to here to here really well, but then if I had to jump back up here, and I did it correctly this time, but oftentimes I think this jump is where you're gonna see problems for me. Okay, well, now I'm just doing it right, but you all get me. This seems like it's been plenty of practice for today. We kind of did take longer because we were just really interested in like the new key signature. So always, if you kind of get into it, always feel free to practice a little bit longer. There was the last I will have to watch this video and see how many I didn't actually did do. Have a great one. I'll see you all tomorrow.